Peter Obi will not run in ADC. Because in the realm of the spirit, there are many things that are called hurdles and different chuku here and there, and different mountains that are placed on the road. That is why I have told you some months back that I'm seeing Peter Obi leave and move out of ADC. But we should pray, because I'm seeing in the realm of the spirit where they want to completely disenfranchise him. And why this message often coming to major prophet? As a major prophet, if I don't give the message raw, who will give it? So the people that need to pray will begin to pray the prayer they need to pray, because Peter Obi will not run in ADC. Write to the date and take it serious. Unless the sun will have to come down, unless the sea will have to boil, unless the day should not break. Because there are many things in the realm of the spirit that is going to be an issue, a big issue. And as he's moving from ADC to another party to look for a way out, there's what's called a grip there to disenfranchise him. But whatever the Lord has revealed to his servant, the major prophet, I will not hesitate but to go straight ahead and prophesy the way they are, so that when these things have happened, you will know that God is aware of them all. Because the terrain and the season is not healthy for Peter Obi. The terrain and the season is not healthy for Peter Obi. That's why last time I told you that he needs one order. This one in the realm of spirit, that they should bring Peter Obi need to be laid hand upon. And you may say, major prophet, what are you saying? Laying hand is called spiritual might and spiritual power and the spiritual density and superpower. I'm not talking about bracadabra there. I'm not talking about what's called camouflage. I'm not.
In this declining situation, you consult him. No, that wasn't even in discussion. And you know I'm contesting, so I wouldn't be pleading for the token. I just came for consultation of the 2027 election. As a father, he wished the country well. I'm saying he wished the country well. He wished that we have free, fair, credible election. That will be his wish.
Erudite submission of the Lord justices will agree that they have done a very thorough work. But we don't see that all the time. Sometimes maybe that's why the Supreme Court, in some of the lower courts, one of the things you hear that just even ridiculous to some of us who are even laymen, and you wonder what is going on here. So, but in the case that, okay, let's go back to the High Court, we are very confident that we'll have a very clear case, because the issue is about leadership. And it is very clear, it is established that anything that has to do with the leadership of a political party is not justiciable. The issue that was taken to Justice Abdul Malik at the Federal High Court last week, the one that's about, it's about congresses. It's not about leadership. So we can understand why the court could rule on that, whether it's famous us or not, and we are going to continue to explore other opportunities in regard to that case, to appeal it and to do whatever we needed to do to make sure it does not truncate what we are trying to do within the ambit of the law.
Of course, Turaki Adamawa,
yes,
former vice president, who says, don't celebrate too much because the journey is still...
That's for ADC?
For ADC, in the case of ADC.
For now, can I say what had happened?
Yes.
The David Mark leadership for now has no legal liability. The only legal liability he has now is that somebody has gone to court and they're asking him now to go back to that court in order to actually present whatever position you want to present. Before this issue of status quo antebellum, the leadership's name
that was there.
It was there on INEC portal.
So what should INEC do?
So what INEC did was immediately that status quo order was made, they now removed. So restore the name, but go back and fight for your life, because somebody is challenging your leadership. So if the court feels that this is purely an internal matter, the court will wash his hand like Pontius Pilate. But if the court feels that something is wrong somewhere, they will also determine. So it is not yet over. But for now, the world knows now that David Mark leadership has no legal liability for in terms of express pronouncement of the court.
Right.
There is nothing now by removing
Any
him
decisions taken by him?
taken that is adverse yet.
Right.
It is only when the High Court makes that pronouncement. Despite whatever I heard about another judgment yesterday and all that,
Yes.
but that has to do with state congress and all that, state leadership. It has nothing to do with the national leadership. For now, David Mark leadership should be restored in the INEC portal.
Okay.
Because INEC had to say they were obeying the court, the order of the Court of Appeal. Of course, you hear what the Supreme Court has said concerning that particular pronouncement.
Yeah.
So I pray for them that let them go and do all the explanation they need to do at the Federal High Court. And if the court believes them that there is internal matter, because what they keep on saying, they have a tight they have a very tight decision.
Okay.
Is it an internal matter? If the court says it's an internal matter for them, good and fine. But if he says it's not an internal matter, trouble is brewing.